It happens to all of us. We're happily coupled one day, madly in love, walking hand in hand in a lovely spot as the light dies from the sky and the city is set alight with streetlights and the gentle warm glow emanating from nearby windows. Then there is a spat, a mistake is made, we arrive late one time too many, or circumstances beyond our control result in a breakup. Whatever the reason, whoever made the decision, the fabric of this lovely tapestry we call our relationship is torn. So now what? You may wonder. Now we heal. But how? By turning to ancient wisdom. Here's advice from the ancient Stoics on how to heal from a breakup. Don't make things worse. How much more harmful are the consequences of anger and grief than the circumstances that arouse them in us? Marcus Aurelius. The first rule of holes, goes the adage, is that if you find yourself in a hole, stop digging. This might be the most violated piece of wisdom in the world. What most of us do when something goes wrong or is inflicted on us is make it worse. First, by getting angry or feeling aggrieved, and next, by flailing around before we have much in the way of a plan. Seneca's line was, "How does it help to make troubles heavier by bemoaning them?" Try not to add angry or negative emotions to the equation. Don't react for the sake of reacting. Stop digging. Don't call and text them 500 times. Don't download every dating app and rush to line up someone new. Don't go on a social media rampage. Remember, we always have a choice. Do we focus on the ways we have been wronged, or do we look for lessons? Do we find aspects of the relationship to be appreciative of? Will we wait for someone to save us, or will we listen to Marcus Aurelius's empowering call to get active in your own rescue, if you care for yourself at all, and do it while you can? Alive time or dead time? We cry to God Almighty. How can we escape this agony? Fool, don't you have hands? Or could it be God forgot to give you a pair? Sit and pray your nose doesn't run. Or rather just wipe your nose and stop seeking a scapegoat. Epictetus. The best-selling author Robert Greene says there are two types of time in our lives. Dead time, when people are passive and waiting, and alive time, when people are learning and acting and utilizing every second, every moment or situation that we did not deliberately choose or control, presents this choice. Alive time, dead time. During a breakup, every part of us wants to complain about how terrible the situation is, how this shouldn't be happening to me, how it's unfair, how we wish we would have done this or that differently. But it's this attitude and thinking that creates dead time we can never get back. It's easy to be angry, to be aggrieved, to be depressed or heartbroken, to hide under the covers and watch rom-coms for weeks. But all the talk of, I don't want this, I want I want it my way, this accomplishes nothing. Instead, choose alive time. Shift the talk to, this is an opportunity for me. I can learn and grow from this. I will not let this be dead time for me. No shame in needing help. Don't be ashamed of needing help. You have a duty to fulfill just like a soldier on the wall of battle. So what if you are injured and can't climb up without another soldier's help? Marcus Aurelius. No one ever said you were born with all the tools you'd need to solve every problem you'd face in life. In fact, as a newborn, you were practically helpless. Someone helped you then, and you came to understand that you could ask for that help. It was how you knew you were loved. Well, you are still loved. There are other soldiers, people who have dealt with the same pain, ready to help you climb out of this. You can ask for help. You don't have to face this on your own. If you need help, comrade, just ask. Stay focused on the present. Don't let your reflection on the whole sweep of life crush you. Don't fill your mind with all the bad things that might still happen. Stay focused on the present situation and ask yourself why it's so unbearable and can't be survived. Marcus Aurelius. When you look back at some of the most impressive, even scary things that you've overcome and endured, how were they possible? How were you able to see past the danger or the poor odds? As Marcus described, you didn't fill your mind with negativity. You didn't let the whole sweep of the situation crush you. A character in Chuck Palahniuk's novel Lullaby says, "The trick to forgetting the big picture is to look at everything close up." Sometimes zooming out and grasping the big picture is important, the Stoics say. Other times, though, it's counterproductive and overwhelming to be thinking of everything that lies ahead. So by focusing exclusively on the present, we're able to avoid or remove those intimidating or negative thoughts from our frame of view. A man walking a tightrope tries not to think about how high up he is or how far the other side is. Like us, he's better off putting one foot in front of the other. Accepting what is happiness and freedom. Begin with a clear understanding of one principle. Some things are within our control, and some things are not. It is only after you have faced up to this fundamental rule and learned to distinguish between what you can and can't control that inner tranquility and outer effectiveness become possible. Epictetus. Don't seek for everything to happen as you wish it would, but rather wish that everything happens as it actually will, then your life will flow well. Epictetus' Stoicism, first and foremost, teaches us that we can't control or rely on anything outside what Epictetus called our reasoned choice, our ability to use our reason to choose how we respond and reorient ourselves to external events. Something happened that we wish had not. Which of these is easiest to change, our opinion or the event that is past? The answer is obvious. Accept what happened and change your wish that it had not happened. Stoicism calls this the art of acquiescence, to accept rather than fight what happens. And the most practiced Stoics take it a step further. Instead of simply accepting what happens, they urge us to actually enjoy what has happened, whatever it is. Nietzsche, many centuries later, coined the perfect expression to capture this idea, amor fati, a love of fate. It's not just accepting, it's loving everything that happens. Which brings us to always love. Epictetus says, "I can teach you a love potion made without any drugs, herbs, or special spell. If you would be loved, love." Seneca. In adversity, it's so easy to hate. Hate defers blame. It makes someone else responsible. It's a distraction too. We don't do much else when we're busy getting revenge or investigating the wrongs that have supposedly been done to us. Does this get us any closer to where we want to be? No, it just keeps us where we are. Or worse, arrests our development entirely. You know what is a better response to something you don't like? Love. That's right, love. For the parent that let you down, for the bureaucrat who lost your paperwork, for the group that rejects you, for the critic who attacks you, the former partner who stole your business idea, the bitch or the bastard who cheated on you. Love. 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 Why? Because, as the Beatles put it, in the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make. Think of Martin Luther King Jr., over and over again, preaching that hate was a burden and love was freedom. Love was transformational, hate was debilitating. Hate, he said, is a cancer that gnaws away at the very vital center of your life and your existence. It is like eroding acid that eats away the best and the objective center of your life. There is almost no situation in which hatred helps. Yet almost every situation is made better by love or empathy, understanding, appreciation. Even situations in which you are in opposition to someone. And who knows, you might just get some of that love back. The obstacle is the way. While it's true that someone can impede our actions, they can't impede our intentions and our attitudes, which have the power of being conditional and adaptable. For the mind adapts and converts any obstacle to its action into a means of achieving it. That which is an impediment to action is turned to advance action. The obstacle on the path becomes the way. Marcus Aurelius. The mind is infinitely elastic and adaptable. Through a breakup, you have the power to use the Stoic exercise of turning obstacles upside down, which takes one negative circumstance and uses it as an opportunity to practice an unintended virtue or form of excellence. For example, if something prevents you from getting to your destination on time, then this is a chance to practice patience. If an employee makes an expensive mistake, this is a chance to teach a valuable lesson. If a computer glitch erases your work, it's a chance to start over with a clean slate. If someone hurts you, it's a chance to practice forgiveness. If something is hard, it is a chance to get stronger. Try this line of thinking and see whether there is a situation in which one could not find some virtue to practice or derive some benefit. There isn't one. Not even in the ending of a relationship you didn't want to end. Every impediment can advance action in some form or another.